And it's great to welcome back to Flow FM. We spoke to her last year. It's good to be chatting again. One of the emerging talents in this country, Hudson Rose. G'day, Hudson. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
We love your last song. It was just a great song that fits into the Flow sound. And
Awesome.
I'm enjoying your new one as well. And
Yeah.
but where's the video? Because I really wanted to see the video because your last video was so cool.
I know, and we had the last video out really quickly, but this one, it's coming. I promise it's coming, but it is taking a little bit more time in the editing phase than we had originally planned. It's but I'll give you a little bit of a teaser. It's kind of I guess the vibe for the video is it's through Polaroids. We're using Polaroids to capture little memories and moments because One More Kiss is kind of like my bucket list song, and so. But the transitions through each scene are in and out of Polaroids, and so we're finding that a little bit difficult, or more difficult than we'd anticipated. But, there's some really cool scenes, learning to dance, a picnic on the beach, all just kind of those fun, almost cliche things. Yeah,
well, Polaroids, it's being very reminiscent for me, so I think it's a good idea that you've done that. And I can understand the difficulty that it would be. It's sort of, so now you've got me very intrigued to see.
Well, hopefully that'll be, I'll keep everyone posted though, so keep an eye out on my socials and any updates will be on there.
Well, last time we spoke, it was last year in the midst of all the dramas that were 2020. And so I just, you've managed to survive all okay and you got through the festive season and all that, all good. Everything's been going well for you?
Yes, I think so. I'm kicking at the moment, so we're doing good so far. But I think, COVID definitely impacted everyone in their own way. And so it was definitely a bit of a hard year for a lot of people, but I think I'm super grateful to be able to release music still and do what I love. So that's been amazing for me. I did take a little bit of time off over Christmas to spend some time with family, so that was really, really nice. And then back into gigs and recording and writing in 2021. So it's been good. I think we're getting back on the right track.
Did you learn any new skills? I've spoken to artists that have never had to record themselves before, and now they've got all these new skills and all
Definitely.
that. So was you like that as well?
I think so. I think COVID, it had its positives and negatives almost, as weird as that is to say, but it definitely taught me, like you say, about recording and I think, that's a good thing. Like artists, emerging or smaller artists like myself, we're able to do more recording at home and send off demos or send off vocal stems or any instruments we're playing, which is really cost effective, when you haven't put out a lot of music and you haven't had a chance to really establish yourself yet. We're always looking for cost effective options to get music out there and to do what we love. And so I think for me, that's been a really positive thing through COVID. I think another thing I've kind of learnt, still in the process of learning, to find inspiration in different things. I think I used to find inspiration in, what I had, conversations that I had, or things that I saw, or things that I did, and I still do that. But I think through COVID, when you're inside, a lot of the time, it was hard to kind of draw on that inspiration. And so I just write down little lines that come to me now in my phone, and hopefully something comes out of that, or reading a book, or so I think that's definitely something that I've learned through COVID. But I think definitely it's had its positives and negatives.
That it
I
has.
can't say it's all bad.
It certainly is. I spoke to one artist who said she'd learnt all about the recording studio, built a home recording studio, and she was going through all that. And then I said to her, so are you re-recording all your vocals now because you're not happy with them? And she sort of went, yes. So have you found that you've decided that, I can do this better, I don't like the way it sounded, or have you going through that process yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I think when you're in, I haven't really had an I guess people quote unquote normal studio experience, and so COVID recording is like my norm, but even doing like radio IDs and little things like that, being able to do them at home and have the equipment set up and then listen to yourself, back, and you can kind of go away, maybe do something around the house and come back and listen to them. I think that's a really useful thing to be able to do, because you hear different things each time and go, maybe I could do that better, or maybe I could do this here. And so I've definitely found that too, I think.
Well, it's one of those things, we've got studio facilities here, and there are many a time that we'll do something and then we'll go, we'll give it another go. We'll give it another go. And,
Yes.
And 35 takes later, you're still thinking, no, I can do one more. I can do it better.
We can do it better. Just one more. And you're like, oh, geez, when does it stop?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Well, your new song, it's called One More Kiss. It is a real upbeat song. It's got a nice feel and vibe to it. There is a particular line in it that just stuck out for me, and I guess maybe it's because I'm showing my age a bit, but you go, Ginger Rogers to your Fred Astaire.
Yes, I love it. It's I think I wrote this song with two friends of mine, Lynn Botel and Jackson Beasley, and Lynn actually kind of prompted that line. But I think it's beautiful. I think it really summed up the idea that I was going for.
Yeah.
And when part of the video clip was learning to dance, and so I have a friend that is a dance teacher, and so she was teaching us to, a couple of steps here and there, but that was her favourite line as well. She thought that was really, really beautiful, but I'm super happy with it. All those little cliche things just work together really well sometimes.
They do, and picking Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, they're so famous as a dancing couple, and they were actually before my time, but I remember them so well because of my aunt was so familiar with them, and she would always love their movies when they came on the TV and all that, and it's kind of a style of dancing that when you see it, you think, I wish that was still around. I wish,
isn't it? It's all those old, just kind of. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I love it. I love all those, watching those old things, and you're like, oh man, even fashion trends that you wish were still around. But there is that cycle, so maybe they'll come back in a few years.
We hope so, but there's a few fashion trends I'm quite happy never come back. But yes,
I love the 501s and the Reeboks now. Mum's really getting me into that, and so Levi 501 jeans. I think I've tried them now. I don't think I'll go back. So I think there are some good trends that can come back, but some we can keep in the past.
Shoulder pads, definitely not. They can stay.
Yeah, no, okay, good. Yep, good point.
They can stay gone. We don't need them to come back unless they're involved in sports. So, yeah.
Yes, good point.
We'll leave them alone. I especially love that Ginger Rogers Fred Astaire reference. That was so cool. That was so good.
Thank you.
Well, what about I guess those around your own age that when you've made this line about Ginger and Fred, and do they look at you and like go, who are they? How have you gone explaining it to them?
I haven't. I haven't really gotten a lot of questions about it. I think most of the people that I've shown kind of, in my immediate circle were a little bit older, and so they got that reference. Yep. And which was really good. You just saw the face of them like, oh, but and so that was really, really lovely. But I did explain it to a couple of people, and I showed them some of the videos, and they were like, oh, okay, they don't think it's quite as cool as I do, but nevertheless, they do love the song, and the reference really works in the song, and it's definitely what the vibe we were going for.
Well, when people don't think it's as cool as you do, they're behind there. You're in front of them. Yes. Let them catch up to
you.
Let them catch up to you.
Keep running.
Well, Hudson, you've given us 2 songs at the moment. What other music? Is there more music obviously on the way? Are we heading towards an EP or an album, or what's going on? Definitely
more music on the way. I'm thinking a few more maybe 1 or 2 more singles, and then I'd love to put out a bit of an EP. So that's definitely in the works. I haven't got the songs. I've got some songs lined up, but unless if I write something better between now and then, it all might change. So we'll see what happens and what 2021 brings. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for those.
If you write something better, I think it's a case of when you write something better.
That's true. I like that. Very good.
Because I seriously believe that with you. And I've only heard 2 songs from you, but I just feel the potential to go on and on. You're just such a young, great talent that, I think when you write, which is going to be frustrating for the songs that don't quite make it. So,
yeah. Definitely. Oh, well, thank you. That's really lovely. I think, well, let's say, if when I write something better, if it's before the release of the next single, then it might change. But, they'll all be, they'll have their moments. I play them at gigs even if I don't release them. So I might have to do a little bit of a collection of ones that I don't release but still love.
Yeah, well, there's other artists have done those sorts of things, and they've been good albums too, so funnily enough.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, you've signed to Cobalt Music Publishing, so maybe it'll get picked up by other artists. How would you feel if, say, a Keith Urban or a Melanie Dyer or an Amber Lawrence grabbed one of your songs? Yeah,
that'd just be incredible. I think we keep getting writing briefs from Cobalt Music publishing and through tech label services. And so, working hard to try and kind of work to the references and what we're given. It's an interesting process. I hadn't really experienced it much before, but it is very structured and kind of you have to fit in this box of what people are looking for. But I think to be picked up, if one of my songs was to be picked up by another artist, any other artist, I just think that would just be incredible. I think I don't know what it would feel like, but until I'll let you know if it happens.
I certainly hope you do, and it will happen. I can tell you it's going to happen. And,
fingers crossed. Thank you.
It's going to happen. Well, Hudson, it has been great chatting to you once again. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to further chats because you've got more music coming, so that's good to hear.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure chatting to you guys.
And seeing the video, I'm looking forward to seeing the One More Kiss video when that comes out as well. But we've got your song. We've got your song here ready to go. Thank you so much for spending time with us on Flow today, and if you could please introduce it for us.
Yes, let's do it. Well, my name's Hudson Rose, and this is my brand new single, my bucket list song. This one's called One More Kiss.
One more thing before I die. Let's dance in the parking lot late at night. Sing in the rain without a care. I'll be Ginger Rogers to your Fred Astaire. Visit Times Square on a winter's night. See Italy and the northern lights. Do it all with you by my side. I wanna live like my last day alive. One more kiss before I go. Don't wanna wait, don't wanna take this slow. We can go anywhere, wherever we wanna go. I wanna get lost with your hand in mine. Let myself lose track of time. Have you ever felt like this? One more kiss. I wanna lay out underneath the stars, just you and me, cause this night is ours. Live it like we'll never get it back. We'll never get back what we never had. I've been dreaming of this town to let you know. Time sure moves fast whenever you get close. We never know how much we got left, so let's do something we might regret. One more kiss before I go. Don't wanna wait, don't wanna take this